Hi everyone, welcome back to the official UnderTheChristmasTree.co.uk YouTube channel. I'm Holly and today we're going to be taking a look back at the 1920s. Now the Roaring Twenties is a decade full of firsts and amazing things, and one of those amazing things includes hair and makeup. Now I've just shoved my hair up in a bit of a top knot. I don't think they had those back in the 20s, but I've shoved mine up in a top knot and I have no makeup on right now. So what I have done is I have taken every scrap of makeup off and I am going to get started with the base, because the most important part of doing your makeup for a 1920s look is of course the base, because they all had flawless skin. So the first product that I'm going to use is this one by Daniel Sandler. You can use any foundation, I'm just using this one. And this is its invisible coverage and it's in shade Porcelain. Of course, you can go with whatever skin shade that you have. However, I will tell you that anyone in the 1920s used lighter shades of makeup. There obviously wasn't an awful lot of shades available back then for doing your makeup. So let's just get started. I am using a Real Techniques Expert face brush. I'm just going to put this in circular motions over my face. The 1920s is basically all about having a sort of paler face, and it would be really flawless. So it would be a matte look, no shine really, except for like a natural glow, which is why I've chosen this foundation actually. It's called the Invisible Coverage Foundation by Daniel Sandler, and it has a natural bit of dewiness in the foundation itself. So that's why I have chosen to use this one in particular. So foundation done, we're going to move on to a little bit of concealer. Now the one that I've chosen is this one by Collection, and I'm going to use a little bit with the Doe Foot applicator just in my sort of darker circles. Now they wouldn't have had concealer back in the 1920s, believe it or not. They would just use powder. They wouldn't have used foundation, they would have just used powder. And I always put a stripe down the middle of the nose because it highlights the bridge of the nose and up into the forehead. Now a lot of you will be thinking, this is going to look very glowy, but what we're going to do is we're going to put a setting powder on top of this at the end of our makeup, so that we can set this and not look too shiny in certain areas of our face. Okay, so now that concealer is done, what we're going to go and do is head on into eyebrows. So the palette that we are using is this one by Urban Decay, and it's the Naked palette. It is the Naked Basics palette, and these have 6 matte shades. It's a really good palette. They're all matte colours, and of course you can just use whichever colour you want and matches your eyebrow colour. We're using an angled eyebrow brush right here, and what we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put this in as best as I can. Now, in the 1920s they would have quite bold eyebrows. We're not going to do too bold an eyebrow because this is sort of a modern take on a 1920s look, so we're not going to go too bold. If you're like me and you have sparse eyebrow hairs in your eyebrows, and you might want to fill them in a little bit extra, because obviously I've over tweezed my eyebrows over the years and they're a bit of a mess, to be honest. Just brush in some little fine hairs at the front, right here, and sometimes you can even put in some black if you like, if you want a more bold colour. I'm not brave enough to venture into the black just now, so I think I'm just going to carry on with using just a brown. Okay, so the eyebrows are officially filled in. They're a little bit bolder than I would normally go for, but again we're going for a 1920s look, so I really want to stay true to the look that we're going for. The thing that we're going to move on to now is eyes. Now eyes would be very bold back in the 1920s. There are conflicting stories about the 1920s makeup. Some women would like to wear a sort of dark smoked out eye with it ran underneath the eye, and lashings of mascara. However, some ladies also like to have a relatively pale eyeshadow with a slick of eyeliner on the top, and it would be sort of winged out, ever so slightly winged out. But it would also be smoked on the bottom lash line as well. So we're going to go for a little bit of an in-between, but we are going to stay with matte colours. So again, heading back to this palette from the Naked Basics palette, we are going to run this colour, which is called WOS, and it's a sort of pinky colour. It's quite a nude colour. You can go with any nude pink or anything similar to that colour, and just run it over the eyelid and just sort of blot it in here with a fluffy brush. This one is just a generic brand. You can find it on eBay, or I'll put some links on our website for you to go and have a look at, and you can go and take a look at that too. So we're just blotting this in here, just like so, and I'm going to do the exact same over on the other side. Now a lot of people like to use an eye primer, however I've just run foundation and concealer over my eyelids, so I'm not going to use an eye primer. I don't feel there's any need at all. So we're just blending, and by blending you just want to use little circular motions and just blend it up into the above the crease area, and really just pay attention to that. So what we want to do is next take a sort of vanilla white colour. This one is called Venue, and I'm just going to take this and put it in at the arch of the eyebrow, and I'm just going to use that same brush that I used for blending the colour in there, and just popping it in here, just up the top. Just like so, and bring it into the inner corner as well, because it sort of brightens up the area as well. So next up what we're going to do is just take a little bit of a darker colour, and I'm going to sweep this into the crease of the eye and blend it in, and then I'm going to run it underneath the lash line as well. So the colour that I'm going to use for this is faint, so the same colour as I used for my eyebrows. However, you can use just a matte brown. It's just a medium matte brown, and that's all it is. You can use that or any other palette at all, it's no problem whatsoever. So I'm just taking that into the crease area, which is right here, and we're just going to blend this in, just like so. And then I'm going to take a fluffy brush and really just work the product in. Again, blending it up into the above crease. And just pay particular attention to the outer corner here. Again, if you've got any problems, like if you want to wipe away any fallout, we can go back to using our foundation brush and just get rid of some of that fallout. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm just going to take this little brush here. It's a pointed brush. Some people call it a pencil brush, I just call it a pointed brush. And I'm going to take that colour Faint, and I'm just going to run it underneath the lash line very slightly. We don't want a huge amount, we just want a little bit. So really just on the outer corners, and work it into the inner third as well. So just like so. You can hardly even see it, we're just running it under very, very gently. And just the same on the other side. Just like so. And that is it for the eyeshadow. What you want to do next is head on to do some mascara. So we're going to do the first coat of mascara. I am using this one by Max Factor, and it is the Clump Defy by False Lash Effect, and it's really nice. It's just black as black. In the 1920s they had mascara, and they would just paint this on really thickly, so they would not hold back where mascara was concerned. They liked it to be quite bold. So we're just going to do pretty much the exact same. This is our first coat. So first coat is pretty much done. What we're going to go and do now is work on some eyeliner, which is sometimes the scary part for a lot of people, but it's not so scary once you've done it a few times, I can assure you. So what you need to do is just get yourself a liquid eyeliner. This is probably going to be the easiest way for you to do it. I am using this pen one, and this one is by Eye of Horus, and it's in black. Now, the ladies in the 1920s do like a really black eye, so what I'm going to do is I'm really going to wing this in. So the best thing that I can do right now is I'm going to try and get as close up to you as possible to do this look for you all, and hopefully you can see it okay. So starting on the inner corner, just bring it in like so. And just draw a line. This is probably the easiest option for you. And then here, you'll see there's lots of gaps here, don't worry about that just yet. We're going to work on the flick now. So in the outer corner, just take it up ever so slightly and angle it in, just like that. And you will see the beginning of the flick coming in perfectly. And I'm just going to join it all up together. And just like so, we're just sort of bringing it in and working on it like so. And the flick is very slight, it's not a huge flick. It is just a slight flick, but it's perfect for a 1920s look. So what I'm going to go do is do the other side, and hopefully it'll all match up. So now that both eyes pretty much match up, they're as good as they're going to get anyway, that's for sure. I'm going to go and use this Kohl eyeliner by Max Factor, and this is the Excess Intensity long wear eyeliner. You just twist this up. You can use any eyeliner at all. I'm using this one by Max Factor because Max Factor was extremely popular back in the 1920s. It was one of the makeup brands that were established back then, and so that's why we're going to use this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of tight lining. Now, for those of you who don't know what tight lining is, it's basically on the top eyelid. You just lift it up ever so slightly and you will see there is sort of a flesh colour in the top waterline. Now what you want to do is put this on the top waterline and it makes your eyes look even blacker on the top lid. So what I'm going to do is get real close once again. You have to see me really close up again, and I'm just going to do this. A lot of people can do it just like this. Some people like to do it that way. I am quite happy doing it just by sort of looking down and getting into the lid that way. So get right into that inner corner as well and just up into here. And then just do the same over at the other side. Some ladies like to close their eyes, so I'll do this as well. So just like that you can do it. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do it on the bottom lid. What you want to do is take in this exact same eyeliner, or any eyeliner that you want to use. I would recommend a kohl eyeliner though, because they're sort of really black and easy to work with. So I'm going to go and put this into the bottom waterline. So again, getting really close to the camera to show you all, I'm just going to go ahead and show you how I do this. Just right in here on the waterline, and just take it in and only take it sort of halfway, just like so. And it just adds some definition to the bottom waterline as well, so it really makes your eyelids to both stand out. So what I'm going to do is just do this on the other side as well. Just like so. So what I'm going to do now is put on a second coat of that Max Factor mascara. So mascara is done. The eyes are pretty much done now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and finish off the skin. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush. This one here is by HD Brows, and I'm going to use a setting powder, and this one is by Rimmel. This is the Stay Matte powder and it's in 001 transparent, and we're just going to go and use this and we're going to press it into the skin rather than like swirl it. So we're pressing in. Don't forget to go right underneath the eyes, because that is how we get smudges under the eyes with eyeliner, which we don't want right now. So we're just going to go in here. Don't forget the sides of the nose. What we're going to do now is add a little bit of blusher. The blusher that I'm going to use is this one by Sleek, and this is what it looks like in the pan. It is called Rose Gold, and it is super nice. It has a lot of shine and shimmer in this, but what we're going to do is we're just going to use this on the apples of the cheeks. Now, ladies in the 1920s would call blusher rouge. Now, that's what it was called. Yep, I promise you it was called rouge. And they would use that just on the apples of their cheeks. It would look really sort of pinky or red, depending on which colours they had, because there were limited shades available back in the 1920s. So we're going to use this one. It's sort of the in between a pink and a red, and it has some gold shimmer in it as well. But we're just going to put this onto the apples of the cheeks. So what we're going to do is just press it on like that, and we're just going to work it in ever so slightly. This is extremely pigmented, so you don't want to use a huge amount. And again, you can use any colour that you like or you feel comfortable with, but I would definitely recommend one that is pink or red based rather than one that is peach based, because it wasn't really a big thing to have peach based blusher back in the 1920s, or peach based rouge rather. So we're just going to do the same over on the other side and bring it up ever so slightly, because that's what they would do back then. We're going for a sort of authentic look but using modern products. We are going to add a little bit of highlighter on top of this. Now, highlighter is designed to make your skin look a little bit glowy in the places that you want it to look glowy without looking oily or greasy. So the product that I am using is this one by MAC, and it is called Centre of Attention. You can use any highlighter you like, but this one is very pink based, and we're just going to use this on the high points of our cheeks. So just literally up here, just like so. And I'm using this brush by Real Techniques. Just like so, and we'll bring it up into the temples as well, just up like that. And we'll do the same over on the other side, just like so, and just bring it up again. So that's it for the skin. Now the last point that we're going to move on to is lips, and it is such a huge centre of attention for the 1920s ladies. They would all wear a bold red lip. Now this is the one that we're going to use. It's this one by Revlon. Now I'm not too sure what it's called. Red Velvet, and it's a deep red. Now this is the colour that they would go for. It's definitely a deep red they would go for, rather than say a pillar box red like this one by NARS. You wouldn't really go for this colour of red. It's too fluorescent. They would definitely use a darker shade of red. So we're just going to use this one, and because it's in a balm form, it's not going to dry your lips out either. So you can use this or any other deep red, but we're just using this one because that's what we had here in the offices. So I'm going to be using this one, and I'm just going to use it like so. Really just sort of emphasising the lips as best you can. Now the top part obviously is going to be tricky. You have to really emphasise the Cupid's bow because it was such a huge thing in the 1920s. It was a real sign of beauty in the 1920s, and women would really want to emphasise her Cupid's bow. And in actual fact, ladies in the 1920s invariably didn't bring their lipstick all the way out to the outer corners of their lips. They would stop just before the outer corners of their lips to give a sort of fuller look of them, a more pouty look if you like. So just like so, your makeup is pretty much complete now. You can add in any jewellery, and of course you're not going to wear your hair in a top knot for that 20s night, I can assure you. I think you'd be better with something a little bit more dramatic and glamorous, but we'll save that for another tutorial. So thanks so much for watching this video, and I hope we hope you've enjoyed this 1920s tutorial, and we hope that you can send us your pictures and thoughts on this tutorial by leaving us comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and like us as well if you like this video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!